You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. And as always, we appreciate you guys watching. Let's talk about Jon Gruden, CHUCKIE, something we've talked about on this channel a lot when all of the drama was going down. And Jon Gruden ended up getting fired. Mark Davis fired him. Mark Davis didn't want to fire him, by the way. And we felt very strongly on this channel that in some way Jon Gruden was targeted by the NFL. Because it just so happens that during the Washington Commanders investigation, Redskins, during that investigation, emails were strategically leaked out to the public by way of that investigation. Only on Jon Gruden, by the way. And of course, the first email was something that they tried to construe as racist about Jon Gruden. By the way, several black players, ex-players, current players came out and said Jon Gruden is absolutely not a racist. Then there were some either transphobe or homophobe emails leaked out. Well, anyway, and by the way, when the first set of emails were leaked, you could tell the NFL leaked them, in my opinion, and they got mad because Mark Davis did not fire him after the first set of emails. So when it was clear that Mark Davis wasn't going to do that, they had to leak some more. And they leaked to various entities, by the way. Well, Jon Gruden, I think, also believed he was targeted. Somebody in the league office did not want Jon Gruden to continue coaching. By the way, there's a sentiment out there that the league is after Mark Davis now. Okay, that's something that I heard the other day. I was listening to the John Middlecoff podcast. Haberman and Middlecoff have a YouTube channel. Go subscribe. But John Middlecoff on his personal podcast, 3 and Out, talked about Mark Davis and talked about he felt like, in his opinion, and that was just his opinion, but he used to work for the Raiders, that the league would like to get Mark Davis out as the owner of the Raiders. Why? Because they feel like he's not big enough to handle the job. He's not one of the big boys, the Cronkies, the Crafts, hate to say it, Snyder, and Jerry Jones, right? The league wants those kind of guys, those kind of personalities running these ownerships. And maybe, just maybe, Mark Davis is not big enough for the room, possibly, and doesn't have the business acumen. And they would love to see maybe that franchise go up for sale. That's speculative, but you get the point. Well, now, Jon Gruden, he's getting ready to go to war. We know he filed a lawsuit on the NFL, and now there is some movement. There is a date. Hearing on Jon Gruden versus the NFL and Roger Goodell is set for May 25th. Let us not forget, he is suing Roger Goodell as well. A hearing on whether a lawsuit filed against the NFL and its chief, Roger Goodell, by ex-Raiders coach Jon Gruden can proceed, set for May 25th, a report says. This is Breitbart. Oral arguments on whether the lawsuit will be allowed to go forward will be held from Judge Nancy Alf in Nevada, according to ESPN. Gruden is suing the league over emails that he says were, quote, selectively leaked, I agree, to destroy his NFL career. The former coach filed a lawsuit last November after private emails were leaked that showed him making racist statements about a member of the NFL Players Association. It was DeMaurice Smith. It was the executive director, is what the emails were about. Quote, the complaint alleges that the defendants selectively leaked Gruden's private correspondence to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. That's what I was trying to think of a minute ago. In order to harm Gruden's reputation and force him out of a job, said Gruden's attorney, Adam Hoshmer-Henner. Quote, there is no explanation or justification for why Gruden's emails were the only ones made public out of 650,000 emails collected in the NFL's investigation of the Washington football team, or why the emails were held for months before being released in the middle of the Raiders season, the lawsuit added. In January, the NFL filed a motion asking the Nevada court to dismiss the lawsuit, saying it was, quote, baseless, quote, should be dismissed for a failure to state a single viable cause of action. The NFL insists that by terms of his contract, he should be addressing grievances through the NFL's arbitration policies, not through the court. Okay, well, that brings us to another thing. Gruden doesn't want this to go to arbitration, but you can bet your ass Roger Goodell and the league, that's exactly what they are hoping and praying for. They don't want this to go to court. They don't want this to go public. They don't want to have the book opened on the NFL either. And let's be real, Roger Goodell hasn't been the greatest commissioner in the world now, has he? He has not. And I just wonder, look, there's a lot of peeling back the curtains here. A lot of people in the league, behind the scenes, coaches, players, there's a lot of things about the NFL that they don't like, okay? I'm okay with kneeling. I'm okay for the national anthem, kneeling during it. I'm okay with all the social justice crap in the NFL. A lot of people are not on board with that, all right? And, there was some things said that maybe Jon Gruden wasn't such a big fan of such things. Look, it's pretty well known. Jerry Jones is not a big fan of such things, okay? So in turn, a lot of people really aren't a big fan of Roger Goodell, okay? They're not a big fan of Roger Goodell, and people want to find out, why the hell did you go after CHUCKIE? What was the deal? Why did you target him specifically? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like the NFL wanted Jon Gruden out. Just Jon Gruden, for some reason, whatever reason. Not only that, but who the hell had access to the emails that leaked them strategically to two different leftist newspapers, right? Or leftist media outlets. One's a newspaper, what used to be a newspaper, and the other one, Wall Street Journal. Well, hell, I guess it used to be a newspaper too. But you get the point. That's neither here nor there. You leaked it to leftist media outlets purposely. Why? For the method of getting Jon Gruden out, fired, gone. And by the way, Mark Davis has been very vocal about the fact he did not want to let Jon Gruden go, even after the second set of emails. We've done like 12 videos on this, and Mark Davis went into owners' meetings, and evidently he came out. They asked him about it. He was vocally pissed off because him and Jon Gruden are pretty close. And then people started going after Mark Davis as a racist. Well, that's odd because he just recently said he'd be okay with Colin Kaepernick being a backup. That doesn't seem much like a racist to me. I don't know. But it was pretty clear Mark Davis was more on Team CHUCKIE's side than he was the NFL and the NFL owners. I don't know. Maybe that's why they got a problem with Mark Davis, probably. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.